guy. So you thought that a Starfield update would come out and I'm not going to make a video? You're ding dang right I am. So a few little tidbits just came out about Starfield Shattered Space from some previews, and I'm going to grab a tweet from Clobril. That's right, that guy. I just wanted to talk a little short video about exactly some of the details about what we know about Shattered Space. So if you love Starfield, Bethesda games, RPGs, if all of that sounds good to you, then hey, consider leaving a like at the least and a sub at the most. Thank you so much. Let's go. So again, this tweet comes from Clobril, and he says that this is his Starfield Shattered Space previews, and I'm not sure exactly if this is sort of like a compilation of some information from a couple people that have had hands-on previews. Maybe somebody can correct me in the comments, but starting off with horror-driven. Horror. One of the things about space games and sci-fi games and whatever, no matter how lighthearted they are, it always feels like there's some room for some horror stuff to be included. We always hear about games like Halo. People have been saying that for years, that they would absolutely love to have like a horror game based on the Flood, where you play as a Marine, you know, and that kind of stuff just really excites me. And the fact that it's more horror driven means that it'll probably be a little bit slower paced in some moments, because another thing that they talk about in this tweet is that it has a fear-like atmosphere. And if you know anything about the Fear games, they are 100% a horror game with a lot of combat, you know, like first-person combat, slow motion, and it does this incredible mix. So the fact that they're talking about Starfield being a first-person or third-person shooter, combining it with the atmosphere, I'm expecting like a lot of dead bodies laying around, just a lot of horror vibes all around. Another detail that they mentioned here is that you can leave the planet anytime that you wish, but the plot is entirely self-contained, and exploration of the planet and city will lead to uncovering exactly what happened. So there's a lot to break down in this particular detail, because one of the complaints that a lot of people had was that the world didn't feel like, one contained explorable place. It was everything being procedurally generated seems to have dampened the experience for a lot of people in terms of exploration. So the fact that they were coming out with this and saying that, yeah, we did a much more curated, that's a hard effing word to say, but they have a much more very focused area, like a single map, like in Fallout or Skyrim, kind of like what they're used to doing. So this is going to be awesome for a lot of people, and I'm really excited to see exactly what this one planet looks like, because from what we've seen, it's really pretty, and it's really, really alien-like, which is another thing that they mentioned here, that Shattered Space planet has more of an alien world feel. Again, another thing that a lot of people really wanted out of this game was not just having the human element be the focus and like what's out there and all that we see with Constellation. So a lot of things that are changing here. This seems like the planet that a lot of people are going to be going back to after they finish the quest for this DLC. I'm telling you right now. Of course, the handcrafted world that we mentioned before, everything's more curated, it's more focused, it is much more, well, they say it here, handcrafted, like we're used to with Bethesda games. And we're also going to get new weapons, new gear, and new items, so that's always a win. We need some more stuff, Bethesda. Bethesda, please. Aside from Shattered Space, of course, we got the Rev 8, which is the vehicle in Starfield as a free update. Now, some of the details come from Game Rant and various other articles. One of the things that a lot of people had issue with is whenever you land on a planet, you're sort of just forced to run and walk and jetpack all over the place, which even games like No Man's Sky eventually came out with vehicles to sort of alleviate that traversal hump, if you would. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but you know what I mean. So the Rev 8 finally came out. In addition to driving, the Rev 8 also has a boost ability, which they can use to jump straight up into the air or even go forward like a horizon boost, which we see here in the trailer. They're going really far, which is really cool. I thought it was just going to be like this super grounded, like heavy vehicle that didn't really have a whole lot of maneuverability, but I guess it's probably really necessary to have with a lot of the landscape in Starfield. Big mountains and crevices and craters and whatnot to get over, and trees, that can be bad. And if you want to unlock the Rev 8, all that players need to do is just go to a ship service technician, and they can, obviously always be found at a spaceport. You can walk up to them, talk to them, and say, give it to me. 25,000 credits is all that it's going to cost you. You can even customize the vehicle with different colors, which is really cool. There's so much brightness in Starfield. Give me darkness. There's no performance modifications yet from what we know, but, I'm sure that people are going to mod the game and make it turn these things into tanks. GameRant also points out that players may have noticed that the Rev 8 is presented as a 1 out of 1 item, which may imply that there may be further vehicles to come with the release of Shattered Space DLC in September. The Rev 8 will actually automatically just spawn next to your ship whenever you land anywhere, so you don't have to load it into your ship and unload it or anything. It'll just be sitting there next to your ship. Another cool thing that I noticed in the trailer is that it looks like it has guns on it. It's got a turret on it. And also Vasco can jump in and ride and hold on for dear life as you do backflips and front flips and all the kinds of flips as he asks you what the heck you're doing, man. So there it is, short little video about Starfield. I just wanted to talk about it because it's coming out soon. Well, it's coming out in a little over a month, Shattered Space. But the DLC for the Rev 8 is available right now. So go ahead and get it. Do it now. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like at the least and a sub at the most. Yeah. Thank you all. See you next time. Goodbye.